Good morning from my garden. It's April 23rd, Wednesday after Easter Sunday. I want to show you these off-topic iris. I planted them 2 years ago, I think, and I had one bloom maybe last year. And this year they're just doing beautifully. I've been talking about Easter, and I've been talking about purple in the Bible, about Lydia, the lady who made purple. Easter this year came during the purple part of my gardening season. It's not always that way. Easter's late this year. In where I live, the purples are blooming this year at Easter time. That's not always the case. Sometimes it's in March, and maybe you have a jonquil or a daylily or two, but you don't have all this purple. I'm going to try to tell you this. I'm not sure I can pull all this together, but 50 years ago, I went to Guatemala at Easter time and had the rare privilege of seeing or participating in my small way. I was an observer, really, but I got to see faith in action when the people from the outskirts of Guatemala, up in the hills, came down into the town and put on, they had, at that time, now I've looked at it and I think it's a very commercialized thing. The tourist association's gotten hold of it. This is one of those times when I'm very proud that I got that there before the tourist association had anything to do with it. But these poor people from up in the hills probably wore their only nice outfit, which was nice about 50 years before then. A purple shirt for the men, a purple dress for the women. They brought what they had, and for the first time ever, I understood the meaning of the widow's mite. Bring what you have, make a joyful noise, be thankful. And it has to do with purple and Easter. I have a post about that. At the end of they had a little parade, and for days they had made these gorgeous, big, long sawdust designs in the streets, and then the people walked through the streets, walked through the sawdust designs that they had worked so hard to create, carrying the statues of Jesus. The men carried the statue of Jesus. The ladies carried the statue of Mary. It's a big, heavy statue from back when there was some money in the area. Belonged to the church. But the oldest ladies got to walk nearest the statue of Mary. The oldest men got to walk near the statue of Jesus. And again, these people brought oranges. They had big baskets of oranges. I don't know what they were eating besides oranges. That's all I saw. And they brought things from home to eat. And they celebrated the best that they could. And in their celebration, they incorporated the color purple. Purple in the Bible is a royal color. Kings at that time wore purple. Purple was very rare because it was made with the shell of a seashell that was in that area the coast of, of, of Israel and Greece, where the two kind of became one. And so it was rare, and so it was saved for the kings and for the royal garments, from the royal church garments. And I've always loved it when Easter and purple coincide in my yard, because I realize how important purple is to me.